We hear about the AI revolution all the time, right? But what if I told you the grand prize for this revolution is $7 trillion? That's the potential boost to the global economy. But it's not a guarantee. It all comes down to one thing: people, our skills. So today, we're going to dig in and ask, are we actually ready for this? So let's start with that number: $7 trillion. Let that sink in for a second. According to the folks at Goldman Sachs, that's what generative AI could add to the global economy. We're not talking about a small bump here. This is a massive, once-in-a-generation kind of shift. But, and this is a huge but, that $7 trillion is just a potential. It's not a promise. It all hinges on whether we have the people with the right skills to build, use, and work with these new, incredibly powerful AI systems. And that right there brings us to the heart of the problem: a huge mismatch. On one side, you've got companies that are absolutely starving for new digital and AI skills. And on the other, you have our education and training systems, which are, well, struggling to keep up. They were built for a totally different world. Wow. Okay, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? The World Economic Forum found that 8 out of 10 business leaders, 8 out of 10, do not believe our education systems are preparing people for the AI economy. That means only 20% think we're on the right track. That is a massive vote of no confidence from the very people who are doing the hiring. And you can see why they're so worried. The demand for these skills isn't just growing, it's exploding. Since 2019, jobs in AI and machine learning have shot up by almost 14 times. When tools like ChatGPT hit the scene, it felt like everyone suddenly saw what this tech could really do, and that just threw fuel on the fire. And you know what they say? Follow the money. Where there's that much demand, the salaries are gonna follow. The median pay for these roles has skyrocketed from 150 grand to almost $190,000. When the market is offering a $40,000 raise in just a few years, it's basically screaming one thing: we have a major talent shortage. Now, with that kind of insane growth, you'd probably think that AI jobs are just taking over everything. But the reality on the ground is actually a lot more complicated. So get this. Despite that massive, massive growth, AI and machine learning jobs still only make up a little over 1% of the entire digital workforce. Now, it's a hugely important and super high-value slice of the pie for sure, but it's still a surprisingly small one. And this puts it into even more perspective. Just 2% of all job postings in the US even mention AI and big data skills. So what does this tell us? It means the revolution, for now, is deep, but it's not wide. It's transforming very specific industries, but it hasn't soaked into the entire economy yet. And this is where things get really interesting. The biggest impact of AI isn't just about creating a few new jobs for AI developers. No, it's about completely rewriting the rules for the jobs we already have. This isn't just another skill for your resume, it's a whole new way of working. Just look at this comparison. AI is over 30 times more likely to change a digital skill, like data analysis, than a human skill, like teamwork. So no, your programming job isn't disappearing. But what it means to be a great programmer is changing. You're becoming less of a pure coder and more of a creative director, collaborating with AI to solve problems. Your value is shifting. And of course, none of this is happening in a bubble. As the report points out, how fast this all happens depends on a lot more than just the technology itself. It's kind of like a complex dance between how good the AI gets, how fast companies decide to use it, and what kind of rules governments put in place. Okay, so we've seen the problem, and it's a big one. We've got this massive economic opportunity on one side, but a crisis in skills on the other. It can feel kind of daunting. But here's the good news. There is a path forward. The World Economic Forum has a really clear 3-part plan to get us there. And it really just boils down to these 3 simple ideas. First, we have to get way better at assessing what people can actually do. Second, we have to totally rethink how we develop those skills. And third, we need modern ways to credential them so what you learn is actually valued out in the real world. So let's start with assessing. This is all about moving past the old school bubble tests. Instead, we need to evaluate skills with real-world tasks. Think live coding challenges or analyzing an actual data set. The goal is to see how a person thinks, not just if they got the final answer right. Next up, developing those skills. The key here is to create what you might call digital sandboxes. These are safe environments where people can practice, experiment, and even fail without any real-world consequences. Learning has to be hands-on, and it has to be driven by a clear, practical purpose. And finally, credentialing. In this new economy, a 4-year degree just can't be the only proof that you know your stuff. We need a new system. Things like digital badges for specific skills, backed up by a portfolio of projects you've actually built. It's about showing employers what you can do, not just what courses you took. So when you piece this all together, the message is really powerful and really clear. The race to win the AI economy, it's not really about who has the fastest computer chips or the biggest sets of data. It's about who makes the smartest investment. And this quote from the report just says it perfectly. That $7 trillion promise, it isn't just going to happen because the tech exists. It's a human potential. It will only be unlocked if we invest in our people and give them the skills to actually use these incredible tools. So all of this leaves us with a final question. And it's not just for CEOs or for governments. It's for every single one of us. This new economy is coming, ready or not. So the question is, how are you preparing for it?